Welcome to the worst sports channel here on YouTube, Hot Garbage Sports with me, Coach Ryan D. Okay, so the Winnipeg Jets had a night off tonight from game action as they get prepared to play the Calgary Flames this week. So instead of playing a game tonight, we decided to have an inaugural televised practice. So we got to see a good look at the Winnipeg Jets and how Paul Maurice plans to use his lines against Calgary. They brought in a scrappy young upstart group of free agents looking to make their way into the NHL and maybe even form a team one day. So stick with me through to the end of the video and we'll talk about whether or not the Jets practice tonight was able to lift the curse that has been hanging over their head. Paul Maurice brought in every combination of priest, rabbi, gypsy, shaman, witch, and Wiccan to help them shake off the rust. Did it work tonight? Were they able to crack the code and figure out what will be required in order to make the final push to the playoffs? Or was this practice not what the Jets were looking for? Roll the intro and we'll find out.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at Lemieux. Oh, my goodness. What a goal. Oh, baby.
And if you're enjoying this content, please smash the like button, hit subscribe, join the bandwagon, tuck in your shirt, and don't be embarrassed about joining the bandwagon or tucking in your shirt. Leafs fans have been doing it for over 60 years. All right, and we're back. So tonight we saw a team of free agents with some of the nicest practice jerseys we've ever seen in the NHL. Some of the blacks and reds that go in it, I don't really know. Maybe one day this team could actually concoct a logo and find their way into one of the Canadian cities, hoping to get an NHL team in the future. I hear Canada's capital is still looking for a hockey team, even though they've been out one for, well, more than 40 years. This team of young upstart free agents was led by a name named Jimmy Stützle. Now, Jimmy comes to us all the way from Germany, and this scrappy young upstart looks like he might have a promising career in the NHL if he can keep his nose to the grindstone, stay clean, and learn how to play two-way hockey. Team of free agents was also captained by a young man who actually looks like a human toe named Brady Tkachuk. Human toe. Nice one, coach. What an interesting player this young man is, and I've never seen a troglodyte until today, but now that I've seen one, I can't look away. And one day when he moves on from his regular job of living underneath the bridge, not allowing those to pass unless they answer him these questions 3, Brady Tkachuk may have a promising future in the NHL. Can you even say troglodyte in 2021? Of course they don't know how to. Most of our fans on this channel are from Toronto. They don't even know how to pronounce Fogliano or Bifuglian properly. Next thing you know, they'll be asking me about my guy, Bates Battaglia. Don't forget Jeff Bookaboom, coach. Bookaboom! This group of free agents was joined by two people named Connor Brown and Nick Paul. They really sound like two players made up from a game of NHL 21, maybe kind of a create-a-class player. Connor Brown and Nick Paul from the team of free agents tonight ended up putting one past Laurent Brossoit. Connor Hellebuyck decided not to take part in tonight's optional skate, and Laurent Brossoit looked like he was up to the task. Kevin Sawyer, the Jets announcer, was really on tonight, calling Nick Paul a rash because he's all over the Jets. Absolute gold, Kevin. Gold! Even the Jets TV announcers have turned this into a comedy bit. We laugh instead of crying. Ugh. The shooter-tutor in net for the free agents looked pretty good tonight. David Gustafsson, you might have a promising future. But frankly, I'm not sure how they make animatronics look so good these days. You almost look like a real goaltender. I couldn't tell the difference. However, I do think that the Jets were a little over-ambitious tonight and should turn down their difficulty settings from All-Star to Pro. Seems like they're struggling to score some goals and maybe jacking up the aim assist and increasing shot power. Well, that might actually end up helping them break this curse. Another interesting thing of note tonight was that they allowed big young Logan Stanley to be partnered with the pylon Tucker Poolman in 4-on-4 action. That was probably the two slowest moving 4-on-4 players I've ever seen, but the long reach from Logan Stanley makes up for it as he can go full distance east to west with that 6'8" body of his. Logan Stanley had a pretty good practice today, although he tended to put a few pucks over top of the net. Speaking of shooting, had this been a real game, Josh Morrissey would have broken Dustin Byfuglien's record tonight. That boy had more shots on net than any other defenseman in Jets history at this point. Too bad it won't count because it was an advanced practice. At least you were able to put one past the animatronic goalie David Gustafsson and really make this showing look like a good attempt for the fans. Our favorite cartoon bird, Kyle Connor, came up dry tonight. Looks like he's been on strike and canceled home delivery, even though we are in the middle of a COVID-19 pandemic and a lot of Jets fans are hungry for some chicken. And frankly, I understand it's a practice, but do Canadian hockey teams actually have any other sponsors other than Bell and Scotiabank? really makes it look like there's only two companies up here in Canada. RBC didn't even decide to get in on the action. Well, there weren't many other interesting things of note tonight. And finally, Nikita Zaitsev looks like he has a bright future in the NHL. For a free agent defenseman, he seems pretty good. He has a big shot. One of these days, if he keeps working hard, he may be able to actually pick himself up and find himself on a true NHL team. Well, other than that, nothing much happened tonight, other than the team that looks like it's straight out of District 5 ended up beating the Winnipeg Jets at its own practice. And if we continue going down the path of this bit, we might have ESPN and Disney coming onto this channel to sue us. Speaking of ESPN and Disney, did you see that Avengers NBA game? That was amazing. Like, they had smoke trails after the shot and everything, and like Iron Man and Captain Marvel, and everybody was there. And the NHL's wondering why it's struggling to capture the minds and imaginations of a young audience. Only the NBA could put together something so hokey, goofy, and ridiculous and make it look like absolutely freaking awesome. You should have been on that channel tonight. This sucked. So stay tuned to this channel. Later tonight, I'm going to upload the review between the Habs and the Leafs, and at least something went on there. Yikes. What a practice. On to Calgary. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to check out our other videos if you missed it. Like, is Matthews actually better than McDavid? Link in the description down below. To all my bandwagoning, shirt tucking, corporate fans, this is Coach Ryan D signing off. Thank you for being with us tonight.